what caused for the Europeans to reach to Asian countries? We know that then the European nations such as Portuguese, then the Dutch, then British, France, they came to Asian countries. What caused for their arrival? They came, actually why they came? What's the reason? You mean colonization? They came. The thing is that what is the name of the first person? First European person who came to Asian country according to the historical information? Vasco da Gama. Yes, Vasco da Gama for the first time came to Calicut in India. That happened in 1498. 1498. Who came to Calicut in India? Vasco da Gama. Before Vasco da Gama, another Portuguese person made effort. That happened in 1488. In 1488, another person made effort to come to Asian countries, but he failed. Who's that? Bartholomew Dias. Bartholomew Dias made effort, but he failed. Right? So my question, why did the Europeans thought of coming to Asian countries? You mean for the trading activities? The thing is that earlier they received all the necessary items such as spices and other valuable items from Asian countries. To get power? You mean to gain the power? What do you think? Don't know. No, but this is the way. Before the 16th century, right? Before the 16th century, Europeans, they did not focus their attention towards the Asian countries. But they received spices, especially the spices, then produced in among the Asian countries and other valuable items. The reason earlier the European traders, they reached the city Constantinople, right? It means Constantinople was the main trade center between the east and west, right? Constantinople was the main trade center between the east and the west. So Europeans, they did not visit Asian countries to collect those spices. Who came there? Muslim. Yeah. Especially the Muslim nations, they visited Asian countries, Sri Lanka, India, Thailand, right? They visited, not only that, there are several other countries. They visited those countries and collected spices. Just consider Sri Lanka. The Muslims, they came to Sri Lanka. They collected spices and carried them to the city Constantinople. When they carried those goods to the Constantinople, European traders came and they bought the goods from the Muslim traders and distributed them among the European countries. That was the system. But in 1453, very important incident was taken place. What is that? Yeah, the city Constantinople was captured by the Muslim Turks. They captured because that happened after the crusade. There was a battle by the name crusade. After the battle crusade, the city Constantinople was captured. When the city Constantinople was captured, Puteme, the Europeans faced much difficulties finding the, if not gaining the spices, because they had used to use those spices. They wanted to gain those spices, but the Muslim, they blocked all the trading routes. As a result of that, the European started to find the ways to come to Asian countries. Among them, Portugal had taken the leadership, right? Because Portugal is located facing towards the sea. They were really very familiar for that, for the journey in the sea. So as a result, for the first time, Bartholomew Dias started his journey and he could reach only the southern part of Africa. What happened? He thought that yeah, that no. Their ships were caught by a storm. and landed to the southern part of Africa. Right? So he named that part, the area, as Cape of Storm. Cape of Storm. And he did not proceed. He returned to Portugal and reported the newly found land. Then the king considered it as a auspicious sign. So he named it as the Cape of Good Hope. Subapatum Tudu, Cape of Good Hope. After that, after about 10 years, another person started the mission that happened in 1498. That was Vasco da Gama. In this Vasco da Gama, he followed the same road in which Bartholomew Dias followed, but he could pass Cape of Good Hope and he could reach to Calicut in India. He could reach to Calicut in India. That happened in 1498. Then Vasco da Gama, who came to Calicut in India, it is said that he made the statement. What was the statement? We came here for the spices and religion. It means the arrival of the Europeans took place in 1493. They had two purposes. What are they? To gain the trading power. They wanted to gain the trading power and they wanted to spread their religion. In this way, Vasco da Gama, who came to Calicut in India, collected some valuable items and he returned and reported the king. Then after, in 1505, another Portuguese group came to India. Who's that? A fleet of ships came to India. That is, who's that? Diana? Don't know. Francisco de Almeida and Lorenzo de Almeida. Who they put? Francisco de Almeida and Lorenzo de Almeida. Then Francisco de Almeida. Listen, Francisco de Almeida, who wanted to establish a trade monopoly, wanted to chase away the Muslims from that area. So it took place a battle. However, in the same year, his son, who was the son of Francisco de Almeida, Lorenzo de Almeida, started his journey to chase away the Muslims. Actually, his intention was to chase away the Muslims from the Indian Ocean. But when they were in their mission, their ships were caught by a storm and landed to the Galle Harbour in Sri Lanka. In this way, for the first time, accidentally, Portuguese came to Sri Lanka in 1505. Understood? That is the way the European started to come to Sri Lanka. Then, the Portuguese, in this way, those who came to Sri Lanka. What was a kingdom during that time in our country? No. Kotte Kingdom. It was Kotte Kingdom. Kotte Kingdom. Who was the king? No. King Veera Parakrambahu the 8th. King Veera Parakrambahu the 8th. He was the king during that time. Understood? However, the Portuguese, then they built the relationship with the Kotte Kingdom and they established their power along the coastal area of the country. And they ruled the country up to from 1505 to 1658. Up to 1658. Clear? So within that period, it took place several battles. Later, you can study them in grade 10 book. I think you studied. No. You didn't study. Right. Considering the time, I'll teach you them. Then, Candian kings, they fed up with the Portuguese administration in the coastal area, wanted to gain the assistance of another foreign nation against the Portuguese. So, actually, why did the Candian kings try to seek the assistance of another foreign nation against the Portuguese. You mean that then the Candians they did not have powerful military army? They had. Yeah, the thing is that they did not have naval power. The Candian kings did not have naval power. So that they sought the assistance of another foreign nation. It was Dutch. Right? However, the Dutch for the first time came to Sri Lanka in 1602. Then after several messengers came, had a discussion, and in 1638 they signed a treaty. They signed a treaty with Candian king, King Rajasingha II. King Rajasingha II. Then after Pute, in 1658, they could chase away the Portuguese from our country. And the proverb was created. Do you know the proverb? What's the proverb? Like getting chilies instead of ginger. Igurudi miriskatta wage. Instead of Portuguese, the Candian kings gained the Dutch. The Dutch, they did not leave our country. They established their power along the coastal area of our country. However, the Dutch, they were a very cunning nation. In some occasions, it is recorded in the history, they maintained very friendly relationship with the Candian king. The Candian king and the Dutch emissaries, and not only that governor, they had exchanged the gifts, they had exchanged the letters. In some occasions, there was a mutual understanding, good relationship, friendly relationship. But in some occasions, the Dutch, when they gain opportunity, they try to invade the Candian kingdom. However, even the Candian kings fed up with the Dutch administration and wanted to chase them away. As a result, the Candian kings, sent messengers to British as well as the French. Right? However, the British, they thought of gaining the advantage and they came. But the thing is that it took place a battle, but at the last moment, the battle was taken place. Right? I will teach you that in the lesson. So, however, the British, those who came to Sri Lanka, for the first time, they came in 1762. Right? The British emissary came to Sri Lanka in 1762. John Fibers. No? Then Hugh Boyd, Robert Andrews. I will teach you them later. And they could establish their power in our country along the coastal area in 1796 AD. 1796 coastal area, coastal area of our country. Then after that, 1815, they could capture the whole part of our country. It means they could capture if not, they could invade the Candian kingdom. In this way, 1815, Sri Lanka became a colony of the British administration. Right? Then we know that then we signed a treaty. We called it as the Candian Convention or Candian Treaty. 2nd of March 1815, we signed the Candian Treaty. However, in 1818, it took place the independence struggle. We called it as the first independence struggle against the British administration. Then it failed. Then 1848, another independence struggle was originated. This is called as the Second Independence Movement. However, both independence struggles ended in failure. We lost that. And finally, in 1948, we could gain independence. Understood? These are the factors that we are going to study in this lesson. Any question to be asked? Sure. Let's continue the lesson.
So, our independence was not won by a fight, right? We won it by parliament.
Yeah, the thing is that then it took place some political struggles, agitations are taken place. and some leaders they sent a petition